The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. You know what? It is exciting as a fan of the genre of music called hip hop. It is exciting to me to see not only is hip hop a prominent member of the game, it is the genre of music now. That wasn't the case. Like, hip hop is finding a way to compete with pop. You do understand what goes into pop, right? You have to be on a certain level of fame to reach that mainstream core audience. Hip hop is reaching the mainstream audience, even though it's not pop, right? It is absolutely phenomenal to see when you hear Jay-Z leads the pack with 8 Grammy nominations, I believe. Kendrick Lamar has a few Grammy nominations as well. What he got, like 5 or something like that? You got Cardi B with 2 nominations as well. This is beautiful. When we talk Cardi B, man, Bodak Yellow was the song of the club in 2017. That's not even close. That's not even a debate. You talk about turning women up. You talking about the fellas even having to kind of fake him along and fake sing the song, but not get caught singing certain parts. Bodak Yellow was that record. Cardi B has had a phenomenal year. I think it'll be a big deal if Cardi B won an award at the Grammys, because I ain't really checking for the Grammys like that. But when we win, I'll check in. I'm just be honest with you. When we not winning, I'm pissed and I don't watch that mess. But when my people in it, I'm gonna tune in a little bit just to show a little love. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And it's always usually around my birthday as well. Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, huge record for her. And to see this record, which, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, the actual lyrical content that's in the record would probably tell you it has no business being in a Grammy nominated category, but you can't ignore success when it gets that big, right? What was it? Song of the week for what? 3 weeks in a row on Billboard? That record was just huge. And Cardi B, give her credit as well. She's worked that record. And I also think it's dope that if that record wins a Grammy, Kodak Black gets a Grammy as well, because it's like a rendition of the No Flockin' joint that Kodak did. So again, Cardi B, seeing her walk across that stage and accept a Grammy, I think it'll be the moment of the Grammys. I ain't gonna tear up or nothing, but you dang right I'll have my popcorn ready, and we gonna toast up to Cardi B if she wins a Grammy. Kendrick Lamar, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Damn is the album of the year. I thought about it long and hard. It's between him and Jay-Z for me. I thought Damn was the album of the year. I tried fighting it for a while. I really thought Humble was dope. I thought Loyalty was a little doper than Humble. But I ain't gonna lie, that Love record, it is absolutely one of my favorite records of the year. You know the love of my money and love me, so love me. Yeah, that record. That record is hard. It's one of my favorite records of the year. And if Kendrick's got at least 3 or 4 records on that project that went, you gotta really, and DNA's on that joint as well, right? That's 4 records off top, right? That's a lot, right? You gotta acknowledge the success that Kendrick Lamar has had, not only with his previous projects, but with Damn. I'm gonna make sure I got this right. Like, yo, is there any other records on this joint that went from a radio standpoint? 3 or 4 is a lot, right? Yeah, no, he got 3 or 4. DNA, Humble, yeah, Loyalty, and Love. Those are 4 records that touch radio. You got Rihanna on the project. I just think Kendrick Lamar's had a phenomenal year. And I think Damn probably, to me, I thought Jay-Z was better put together. His album, 444, was better put together. But when you got 4 records that went, I love it. Migos are in the conversation. Their Culture project is nominated for Best Rap Album, I believe. Bad and Bougie has a nomination. Yo, you look at their project. They got 4 or 5 records that went. Now, their success is more or less in the clubs. And they had a couple records like Bad and Bougie that touched radio. They got it all hit urban radio, but to actually touch mainstream radio, you had probably Bad and Bougie was the only one to really get their T-shirt. Was kind of on urban radio. It was on urban radio a lot, but it really wasn't on national radio. So I would think their success is probably for us more. Like, I would want to see them honored at like a BET Awards more, because their records hit us more. I think Kendrick had more mainstream success, but it's good to see the Migos in that conversation. And Hov, man, he's 47 years old, still getting it done, leading the pack with 8 nominations. This was a good year for people like Hov to lead the pack. A lot of the top hitters put out music last year. I know Taylor Swift just put out music recently, but I don't think it'll be eligible for a Grammy nomination because it came out so late. But most of the guys put out music last year, right? We had Drake put out a project, but he didn't submit it for Grammy nominations. Last year you had Beyonce. Last year you had Rihanna. Last year you had Kanye West. I think Adele put out a project as well last year. So this was a good year for somebody like Jay-Z to kind of sneak on in. It was pretty much him, Kendrick, going at it. I thought this was the year for music. I thought this was a good year for music for guys like Hove to kind of find that lane and just take over. And that 4/4 project was that. I think hip hop has taken over. When you got so much going on from Cardi B to Jay-Z, all nominated, we run the culture. Us is the cool. We're the cool now. We just got to figure that out. Especially when you got something as organic as Cardi B and Jay-Z in so many different ways, right? Cardi B's Bodak Yellow is not the most well thought out record. She just went with it and it went off. It organically picked up and people rock with the record, right? And Jay-Z, he's talking about cheating. He's talking about him and his infidelities for most of that project. I just think it's phenomenal to see hip-hop get great recognition. And it's not the BS in hip-hop. This is people who really put time and work in their craft. I know Cardi B's Bodak Yellow probably was an anomaly, but she still puts in time and work to her craft. So happy for hip-hop. We deserve this. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's time that mainstream picks up with what is going on, not just in the club anymore, on radio, what's going on at events. They're not playing Taylor Swift. All right, we are the cool. We just gotta realize that ourselves, that we have power in what we do.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on itsmrtaliaferro.com, shawty.